What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechWit Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. I wanted to quickly recap. This video isn't going to be too long. I'm actually not feeling very good. Let me just make sure that this stream is actually going live. There we go. It looks like we are live. Let me make sure the connection is all good and stuff like that. So there we go. So if you guys ever want to join us live, be sure to subscribe. So there's a couple people that are joining us live right now. We'll have a couple of people joining us live in just a little bit. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is our group has been doing exceptionally well because I've been trading a lot of ETFs, and I showcase everything that is that, like, I trade and I see value in, and a lot of people have been able to make sense of why it is that I see value. And again, it's not about like if I trade ETFs that you have to trade ETFs. It's you invest in what you see value in. I'm here just to provide exposure. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is a lot of the ETFs that we've been focusing on have been showing signs of a potential resistance, so a potential reversal. And we have access to a lot of the inverse ETFs for these specific ones that we were currently trading, such as JDST. I compiled the list. I'm not going to go through each and every single one of them. I want you guys to really focus. I'm gonna present you guys all the different ETFs that I'm potentially looking at that I just have in my watch list. These are a number of them. If I'm not mistaken, this is 6, so it's 12 of them. These are 12 ETFs. I have over 20 ETFs in my watch list. And for those that are part of Learn, Plan, Profit, I'm going to share my entire watch list with you guys by the end of today, just so you guys have a pool of ETFs to kind of look from. But you guys can Google it. You guys can Google and use all the resources out there if you guys want to. So one of the things that I wanted you guys to understand are the inverse ETFs. So I apologize, my penmanship is definitely not the best. But these are a series of ETFs. This is DUST in comparison to NUGT, DGAZ in comparison, which is the inverse of UGAZ, DRIP, which is the inverse of GUSH, JDST, which is the inverse of JNUG, DSLV, which is the inverse of USLV and SLV, so without the U, and then DRV is the inverse of DRN. So these top ones are the ones that are currently actively trending up. I'm going to break down 3 of them. I'm going to showcase why I think they're at resistance levels, why I think they're showing signs of a potential reversal. Again, it's never 100% certain, and why what it is that I plan on doing and when I plan on taking action. I'm going to showcase that for 3 of the ETFs, and I hope that you guys can focus on my thought process and not on the actual ETFs that I'm trading. You should never invest based on other people's opinion. You should never invest based on stocks or ETFs that you don't understand, and you should always have a plan when investing. So they're saying that Lupo is a god. Yeah, Lupo is an admin within our TechWit Solutions community. He's been doing an amazing job, so huge shout out to you and huge shout out to Ferris as well. Huge shout out to Brad. He's one of the OTC stock group leaders. So if you ever wanted to get into investing in the stock market with OTC stocks, then he's definitely going to be your guy. So it looks like my connection isn't the best right now. I'm going to try to speed through this, and I hope that you guys are able to tune in for this entire thing. So I'm using the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. You guys can Google it. I've made numerous videos about this one and how you can gain access to it for free. So let me go ahead and talk about it. If you guys are losing me or something like that, then just let me know. I don't know how you guys would let me know, but let me go ahead and just talk about the pattern. So this is the 180-day analysis. We called this one out perfectly. We called out the bounce when it broke above $20. It started to show signs of an uptrend. How did we know that this thing was trending up? All we did is we waited for the break above this EMA line, waited for the break above the EMA line on the 180-day chart, and then waited for it to actively start trending up. Once it broke above $24, it went back into the margin of $24 to $28. It peaked out, almost hit highs of $29. And today, do you see what it's doing? It's having a little bit of a sell-off. Let me tell you one of 2 things. We've covered this multiple times. Does this mean 100% that DGAZ is going to go all the way back down to $18 and UGAZ is going to go to the moon? No. This is something that you guys really need to pay attention to, and what I have found very effective. Just like when DGAZ was actively trending down and showing signs of a potential reversal and started to consolidate on the EMA line, but then still got rejected, it can do the same thing here. Meaning that as it's actively trending up, it experiences a pullback, but instead of pulling back and actually dropping below the EMA line, it bounces off the EMA line, and that's also something that I want to see. So these 3 ETFs that I'm going to be talking about are not ones that are 100% going to reverse, but are showing signs of approaching a resistance. They're pulling back, and they're going to do one of 2 things. They're either going to bounce off the 180-day EMA, or they're going to break below the 180-day EMA and then continue trending down. That's what I wanted to showcase to each and every single one of you. So how is it that you can plan for it, and what is it that I plan on doing? Well, I have my alert set here. So if it actually drops below 25.50, I know that the body of the candle of the actual DGAZ itself should be trending below the EMA line, and then therefore I have the confirmation that DGAZ itself is starting to trend down, and I can move my attention over to UGAZ, which is the inverse ETF such as this, and showing signs of an uptrend pattern. So meaning that by that time, I already have all my alerts set when it breaks above $65, giving me a better understanding that, hey, this thing is starting to show signs of a potential reversal. Does it mean 100% that once it approaches $65 that it's going to go to the moon? No, it does offer a lot of margin for profit, but look, just like previous patterns, when it starts to show signs of a potential reversal, just like it's done before, it consolidates, it shows signs of potential reversal, it still gets rejected and holds below the EMA line and continues that downward pattern. You want to make sure that you don't get in before the confirmation and then it gets rejected and then you ride it back down and then you end up having to stop loss out or bag hold that ETF. That's exactly what we want to avoid. All I'm doing is I'm showcasing that, hey, DGAZ is showing signs of a resistance based on previous resistance at $29 to $28, and it looks like it's getting rejected. There's one of two things that will happen, and it most likely might bounce, or it will have a full-on sell-off and then start to sell off, and then that's when we can move our attention over to UGAZ. That's the pattern that I was looking at. Looking at the MACD indicator, the MACD indicator is about to signal a sell signal, so we'll start seeing these like little red candles, which doesn't necessarily mean anything. It just means that it's starting to show signs of a downward pattern. And again, I have my alert set, but you also want to make sure that you have your alert set if it makes new highs. So what is it that I'm going to do? I'm going to set my alert when it breaks above $30. So that's my breakdown for DGAZ and for UGAZ. I'm going to break down, I'll do DSLV. So DSLV is showing signs of a potential resistance as well. A lot of consolidation, as you can see, happening right now at around 26 to 26.50. It's at a previous resistance level. It's bound to happen. These ETFs that we've been trading have been doing exceptionally well, showing signs of a consistent uptrend, and that's great. But let's know that it's not always going to do that. There's going to be pullbacks. And does that mean that on those pullbacks that it's the end of it and it's going to start reversing? No. On these pullbacks, it could still continue to rally and still continue to uptrend. What do I mean by that? Well, as it's trending up, it could pull back, bounce on the EMA line, just like you see here. It pushes up, pulls back, bounces on the EMA line, and that's when I would see value for a potential buy. And then it continues to rally, and then we could sell back at the resistance. So the same thing can go here. So one of two things. It's going to pull back, bounce on the EMA line. If it bounces, then great, I can get in at like $24.50 and then sell at $26, and it offers a pretty decent margin. Or I can set my alerts for a full-on sell-off and wait for this one to start pulling all the way back down. Let me go ahead and just set my alerts here. And I can go and pay attention to USLV, which is the inverse ETF of DSLV, and know that, okay, I already have my alert set here at 10:50 when it starts to reverse. So I can go ahead. It doesn't mean that once my alert goes off that I'm just like, oh, $10,000, invest in USLV, go. No, these alerts are to remind you that, hey, the stock that you or ETF that you were looking at is now a little bit more relevant. Here's the alert. You can revisit that stock, do your technical analysis again, and see if the pattern that you were previously identifying is still valid, and if you have the confirmation. What do I mean by confirmation? Not just the break above the EMA line, but that it's actually trending above the EMA line and actually validating at a support. So again, USLV does a very nice job doing that, but a huge factor is being patient. Make sure you're patient. Now, we've talked about JDST, we've talked about JNUG. I want to challenge each and every single one of you that, because I know that that is probably one of the #1 ETFs that everyone else is trading, and NUGT and DUST. I want you to do what it is that I just did for these two and do it yourself with the top, with like JDST and JNUG. Now, the one that I don't think that gets traded very often within our group that not a lot of people know about is, I'm sure a lot of people do, but it's GUSH. So GUSH is one that's actively trending up, big picture as well. So if we look at the 1-year analysis, we could, actually no, well, it's on the 180-day analysis. It's actively trending up. One of the things that I've identified before is that it had a previous support at $24. So what is it that I'm going to do? Right now it's at $21.32 and still showing signs of a downward pattern. We can see that this thing is still holding far below the EMA line. So the reason that I'm going to set my alerts here is because when it starts to reverse at $24, As it pushes up, the EMA line should pull down a little bit harder, and then I can revisit the stock, see if it validated $24 as a support, and if it's going to start trending above the EMA line. Again, GUSH does a very nice job of holding and bouncing off this EMA line for good, buy points, good sell points, good buy points, or not necessarily it had to sell off, but yeah, you know what I mean. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. So again, it really rides that EMA line, which makes it very easy to scalp as you're swing trading it and knowing when to cover profits. So what's the inverse of GUSH? That is the ticker symbol DRIP. So DRIP showing signs of a resistance. So this one's the one that's actively trending up, but potentially going to reverse. So this one is like DGAZ right now, or like DSLV, the ones that are actively trending up and showing signs of a resistance. How do I know that it might peak out here? Well, look, previous resistance, previous resistance, previous resistance, previous resistance, potential resistance. It has a double top already at $16. Does it mean 100% that it's not going to break it? No, of course it could break it. And also, it was a previous support level, which is acting as a new resistance level. Again, I'm just going based off of previous patterns. So what can happen? It could have a sell-off, it could bounce on the EMA line and then continue to rally and break $16 and make new highs, right? It can definitely do that. Or it's going to have a sell-off, break below the EMA line, and then continue to trend down. So in that case, then you would most likely want to move your attention over to GUSH, which is the one that we just covered. So I'm going to set my alerts on both the top and the bottom. I want to make sure that I'm kept up to date, so I already have it on the top. And that is it. It's that simple, guys. So I just did my technical analysis on the 3 ETFs. I just covered the 6 ETFs. I showed you guys. You guys can pause the screen. This video will re-upload, and you guys will be able to see everything that it is that, the whole point is for you not to focus on the ETFs that I'm trading, but more of the actual patterns that I'm looking at. So, oh man, it looks like I was offline. Sorry. I really do apologize. I thought I was online the entire time. But let me know what you guys think about that. So is DRV the inverse of DRN? Yes, Chris. Let me know if, yep, NUGT looking like NUGT might be on the rise. That is exactly what we're looking at. Sergio, what's going on, man? If you guys aren't subscribed to Sergio, feel free to subscribe to him. Just kidding, he's trash. So, but yeah, so OSTK, yeah, we covered that in the. Okay, so I was lost for about 2 seconds. Okay, but yeah, I just wanted to showcase pretty much the ETFs that I've been investing in, that I've been watching. For all those that are part of Learn, Plan, Profit, I'm going to give you guys access to my entire ETF list. And I'm also going to be working on this week. So right after this video is done, I'm not feeling too good, but my goal is to film 2 videos every single day for the Learn, Plan, Profit course, and to showcase for this swing trading section, that not swing trading section, the ETF section. So for all those that have really been doing very well with ETFs and are wondering how is it that I find them, what resources do I use to find the corresponding features, how is it that I know when they're buying like the patterns themselves and stuff like that, I'm going to create a whole section in the Learn, Plan, Profit lesson library just for ETFs. So I'm super pumped. I know a lot of people are very excited, and that's why they actually went ahead and purchased the course itself. And then you also get to work with me on a daily basis. So I just finished my daily chat with them. It's every day at market open. I speak to them for anywhere from about 30 minutes to 45 minutes every single day. So you can ask me questions. We break down stocks together. I talk about the stocks that I see value in, and it's an amazing environment. So if that's something that you would like to be a part of, I would encourage you to at least click the first link in the description to learn more about it. You don't have to do anything. Again, it's not about just taking action. It's learning more about it, seeing how it is that we positively impact, a large, thousands of people. And also, if you're not in the position to be in the Learn, Plan, Profit course, I mean, I totally understand. So that's why we have the third link in the description, and that's for our free group. It's Tech But Solutions. We have a little bit over 80,000 members worldwide, and it's free. We have a free group chat. We have a bunch of mods that are there to guide you in the right direction. We share our best practices. We share our mistakes. We don't tell you where to buy, where to sell. So if you're someone that wants to be spoon-fed, then you're definitely not going to work well with our group. If you ever ask, where should I buy, where should I sell, we'll remove you from our group. We're here to teach you our best practices, what stocks we're trading at and seeing value in, but we will not tell you where to buy and sell. The reason why is we want you to be able to identify the potential and to be able to do this on your own, right? If I'm not here tomorrow or my group is not here tomorrow, then what are you going to do, right? It's all about being self-sufficient and not having to rely on an alert-based system, but being able to actually understand the patterns and the overall market itself. And that's what I'm really excited about. We've been doing an amazing job, and I want to make sure that we keep this momentum going, because I have not had one red day this entire year. Obviously, this entire year, it's the 8th of February, so it's not that bad. I'm up a little bit over $1,500 this month already. I've only taken 4 trades. I did not trade today. I probably won't be trading until tomorrow. Why? I'm trying to be patient for the ETFs that I'm focusing on. I'd much rather not take a position now, and then when I do take a position, for it to be a quality position that covers 30 to 40% margins, and I just have to take one. If I go in with $10,000 to $15,000, then I'm talking about a $4,000 to $6,000 trade, and it's all about quality. How cool would it be to only have to take 1 trade or 2 trades for the entire month and hit my goal, being able to make anywhere from $4,000 to $8,000 a month with about a $10,000 account? That's the approach that I'm taking, because I'm a busy guy and I want to make sure that my trading accommodates that. So what's going on, Carlos? So that is it. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I would really appreciate it if you guys like this video. I know I ask you guys for it all the time. If you guys can give the video a thumbs up, it really helps me out, letting me know that you guys actually enjoy this content of me just showcasing the ETFs, the patterns that I focus on, and how it is that I hope that you can make some money. So if you can help me out, I would really love to continue making these videos. Again, all the links are down below. If you guys don't follow me on my social media accounts, click the links down below. Do you offer military discounts for LPP? So the Flash 2812, please message me. Are you part of our free group, TechBot Solutions? Message me through the Discord group chat. I'll give you a discount if you're part of the military. I'm not giving any more discounts anymore. So unless you're part of the military or a veteran or something like that, I 100% appreciate everything that you do, and I'll give you a discount. But for everyone else, guys, I don't. It's just, we have enough people within the Learn, Plan, Profit course and the community, and I want to make sure that we maintain the quality there. So I can, there's no question that I think that it's 100% worth it, and there's so much feedback that you can see online based on people's experience. So yeah, message me, the Flash 2812. Please direct message me. Tell me that that was your username, that you're in the military, and I'll give you a discount. So thank you again so much for your service and for all those that have served. Can I get help? Can I get someone to help me set up my Thinkorswim? Jesse, we have a video on that. So search up TOS, how to set up TOS, and I'm probably one of the top people that, one of the top videos. So. All right, guys, thank you guys again so much for watching. All the links are down below. I really do appreciate all your guys' time. Are those your glasses? No, those are Justin's glasses. Justin's blind. Okay, Google. Play Gucci Gang. Okay, Google. 100% volume. All right, guys. Thank you guys again so much for watching. If you guys like this video, again, please give it a thumbs up. I hope you guys all have an amazing Thursday, and let's make sure that we end the week on a green note. Take it easy, team. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.